Hello everybody, this is Willie McCullum 700, McCullum Small Engines. Today we're getting ready to go over my new toy. If you want to call it a toy, it's a tool. This is a Toro hedge trimmer. It's powered by a 60 volt battery. This is 2.5 amp hours, 60 volt, flex force. It's a really nice tool. I'm going to go over why it's nice in here right in just a second. So let's get started with the safeties. So the safety features are this little handle here. You got to hold this down in order for this to be depressed to start. It's not variable speed, but it's got a lot of play in the trigger. But that's not really a concern. But when you squeeze a little bit, it'll actually turn on right away. So in order for this to work, you got to have this lever pulled up. And I think this is a good design as far as safety goes. If you have family members, if you have a child starting to learn to cut hedges, which you probably don't want to have your kids cutting hedges if they're 6 years old. I started using hedge trimmers for as long as I can remember. I was at least 7 or 8 years old when I used a Black & Decker. Thing did not have much power, and it did not last very long. Now this Toro is a way better hedge trimmer because it's a lithium battery instead of that crappy 18 volt NiCad nonsense. And that was my dad's hedge trimmer. So I bought this. This is mine. So another thing about it is this little guard here. This is to protect from sighting. It also can hang the hedge trimmer, which I see that wearing it. I would not like supporting the whole hedge trimmer with this. I'd rather support it right from the handle with some sort of hook. That's how I would do it, is I would support it from here. So this is to protect from sighting and brick. So that's a perfect feature there. Now it also has this guard here to protect your hands. Now I recommend wearing safety glasses when using one of these hedge trimmers and long pants. Because if you let go of it and this blade hits your leg, it could cut your leg. Now I've used other hedge trimmers. I've used the Black & Decker battery powered. It didn't have much power, and plus his batteries don't hold up. And then I used a steel HS45, which is very impressive. I'm not a steel guy. I'm more of an Echo fan. But that steel HS45 is really impressive. That's what I was looking at, but I wouldn't be using it often. So I wanted something battery powered that I don't have to worry about fooling with gas and oil for a hedge trimmer. And another thing is that way you don't waste fuel. Battery's not hooked up, so I'm fine with this. I have to cut myself though with this, sticking my finger in there if you put too much pressure. So that's some overall safety on it. Now another thing I like about this trimmer involving safety is it's light. Especially with the battery in it, it's still light. That way it won't be heavy, and if you get tired, you won't drop it and hurt yourself. That way you won't get tired over time, and eventually you get so tired this is going to hit your leg. And you don't want to do that now. So one more safety feature before I move on to the next feature is the sheath here. When you buy it, the sheath is usually put on here. The sheath is to protect it. Protect it from little hands and protect little hands from being cut. What I mean by little hands is children's hands. Like toddlers or young children. So let's go over the convenience features and features I do like about this thing. I like that it's got a comfortable handle. So you push this. This also rotates the hedge trimmer. And this does not move until you put it into place. You can tilt it 3 different ways, which is nice. That way you don't tire yourself out. And it's got cooling too. It'll get hot. a little bit, but that's to expect from power tools anyway. And it works fairly well. So let's get started on other devices that come with it. I already gone over the sheath. It's to protect the blades from little fingers, and it also protects you. It's like a knife, almost like a knife. So here's the battery. It has this button here that you push, and this got fully charged. When I got this battery, it was already charged, so this must have been a demo unit, which I've already used it a little bit. You can see a little bit of debris on it. So this here is your ohms in front of my thumb, negative, positive, and your continuity, I believe. That says C should stand for continuity. And you just pop this in. So I'm going to put the camera down somewhere while I put this battery in. Let's have it face me. Put it here. Go ahead and stick it. So let's get the battery. So you put it on here like so. It's idiot proof, so you don't have to worry about flipping it on backwards. There we go. So you push this button. The first thing I don't like is got a little bit of trigger delay, but that's something I can get used to. That's nice. Now what's also good about this Hedge, when you push this button, this pops right off. So if you look, it won't turn on unless I squeeze the button, which is actually, in my opinion, very important feature. And I like that. That way, just in case someone else uses it, that way when they try to fix the blade, which is not hooked up, when they grab this, when the battery's hooked up, when they grab this and their hands on this, it won't turn on unless this is pulled up. So, the 60 volt DC battery, because usually 12 volt batteries, like car batteries, like that one over there by the garage door, is a 12 volt DC battery. And do not let it sit in the rain. And it also has do not throw in a fire. And you can recycle batteries. I'm going to tell you one thing about battery power tools. Some of y'all might raise hell about this. Buying a battery power tool is not doing any good for the environment. Because when you have to dispose of a battery, how are you going to dispose of the battery? But, you got also, this is a lithium battery. So if you have, where lithium comes out of? The ground. Just like oil and coal, the ground. So y'all, if you're political about it, about mining, also take out on lithium miners. Not only that, that's a suggestion. So now you won't have battery-powered tools. You won't have gasoline or oil unless you rely from a foreign resource. And that makes fuel more expensive and stuff more expensive to build and make. So you're not doing any good for the environment with battery-powered tools either. The only tools you're doing good for the environment are hand tools and reel mowers, or mechanical tools that you crank by hand, if you don't have grease in it. So this battery stuff isn't any good for the environment. It may be emissions-free to run in your house, but getting rid of them is very hard to do. So I'm talking from truth here. So y'all make sure that you pay more attention before you run your mouth on battery power tools being for the environment. Find out where they come from. Lithium is mined from the ground, just like oil and gas. If you want to take out gas powered machines, take out electric too. How about that? So that's one thing I'm going to point out that many people won't dare to point out. So here's the battery charger. So you plug it into your wall. This is when it's flashing, it means the battery's charging. When it's not flashing, that means it's fully charged. If it's red, that means the battery is hot. If it flashes, that means the battery is completely done. And I've looked up the price for these batteries, and they are expensive. I think they're way over $100 for a battery. But what's good about this single battery is that you can power a lawnmower, a leaf blower, a weed eater, a chainsaw, a hedge trimmer, like this one here. You can power a variety of things with it. And these batteries have a good lifespan on them. So I'm very glad I made my decision on getting one of these. I didn't want to fool with a gas-powered hedge trimmer because I wouldn't use it very often. So that's pretty much my overview. Now I just got to do the demonstration video, so be sure to like, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye.